in the heartland of the United States, and from Mexico, Toluca making pleasantries from Liga MX. And a look at the first half highlights. Not a lot going for Toluca in this first half, as we see Felipe Pardo make a curling effort from 20 yards out. That's really when the tide began to turn. It was a very possession-oriented beginning, and Johnny Russell finding Namath, unable to complete what would have been a picture-perfect goal. You get another chance later on. This cross is absolutely on point. And Namath had to catch him up by the kneecaps, and he wasn't able to turn it into goal, as he just narrowly missed banging that in off the post. Russell looking forward off the set piece. This smacking off of the crossbar. And it's Gigliotti, who can't score on either goal, as it turns out, in his early stages at Toluca, as he's been unable to find the goal on the offensive end as their striker. And is a bit lucky not to see this wind its way in. But then in the 35th, Gerso with the perfect run in behind, a slashing run that catches Toluca sleeping. A dynamite ball. And Namath comes in from behind, settles, scores, celebrates. 2019 off to a roaring start for Kansas City as they hold a 1-0 lead at halftime. And Beasler, at the tender age of 32, is off to a running start with that service in 2019 as well. As Namath picks up his second goal back in a Kansas City uniform after scoring 10 in a breakout 2015 campaign. A look at our statistics from the opening half, and it's going to be very much in Sporting Kansas City's favor. They finished with 3 shots and on target 7 in total. And the possession at times felt even more lopsided than the statistics would say. Kansas City not afraid to play out of the back, as is typical of this Sporting side over the years. Steer the Titanic away from a first-round crash out in this competition. They are winless in their last 5 all competitions, but they are unbeaten in their last 10 in this competition, dating back to their loss in the 2014 final. But as Peter Vermees made clear this week and has said in the past, this is a program not built around any one player. Did have Ike in the future plans. Wouldn't be. Gerso, Namath! Namath with his third really strong opportunity of this match. And Gerso has provided the helper on 2 of those. Turn and a real quick effort. Never really let Tobio square him up. Experience of having been there before. Ball lofted. Gigliotti! Trying an acrobatic effort. Find himself on the score sheet. And went off the head of Sinovic. This ball curled into Melia. Coached him previously in Argentina. Praising his professionalism. Espinosa, well done. Gutierrez, Fernandez. Back now for Gerso. Gerso playing it in front. Gerso roofs it in for Kansas City. 52nd minute. An assist and now a goal. He has had a monster game so far, causing all kinds of problems for this back line. Simply keeping it alive would have been enough. But Nemeth close in, able to knock it back to him. And Jerso driving it up and into the roof of the net. And a fine celebration, too, for Jerso Fernandez, expecting his first child, a son, his wife, Emmy, in the fall. That is going to be the case next week. Ball comes back to Zusi. Zusi! Another look at the previous goal. Felipe Gutierrez sliding in at the byline, winning a corner. I don't think there's a fan in that supporters section that would turn down a third goal, though. Russell has lived up to expectation here tonight. Russell comes out to Jerso! A missile from Jerso. Oh, looked like it had eyes, didn't it? And Cuejo. 3 Toluca players in behind. Gigliotti.
Your trust, kid.
Didn't steer it entirely on target, and instead watches as it curls away down the byline. Settled by Sinovic. Jerso. Jerso looking for Russell. Can he get there? Away by Gonzalez. And a goal kick on the way. Amelia hasn't had much to do on the night. An away goal for Toluca really changed things. Cuejo curling to the back post. Corner coming, got deflected en route. Corner Toluca, swinging inward. Espinosa got it first. And this will fly out of play. Salinas again. This will deflect upward. Beasler. And this is hit into Amelia. 71st minute, and Kansas City has shown quite well in this 2019 Champions League opener. Russell cutting back. Nemeth had it blocked. Maidana. Corner Sporting. It's right in front of the Toluca fan section in the corner. Jerso in front of Lopez. Jerso gets through. Jerso wasn't able to see that all the way. Ilie, take a bow! The Spaniard with more than a touch of class on this finish. The deflection aside, and he strikes it on the one time. Bar down, And of the 3 goals, the best, bar none. Sinovic all the way. Sinovic unimpeded. Finally lost it to the byline. All that class will dissipate. Sinovic has really played a nice offensive game tonight. Kelyn Rowe set to come on. Espinosa comes out, and if that's an unfamiliar sight, no one would blame you. It's Kelyn Rowe in a Kansas City shirt. His second game in MLS back in 2012 came at Sporting Kansas City. And here he is now making his debut for the club. The opening goal. And an ovation on his way out of the game. Namath opens his scoring account in the new year. And Erik Hurtado. Namath making his way toward the tunnel. Hurtado is the target. Maidana won the ball. Hurtado trying to force it free, but Russell's the one who's come away with the ball. Russell, that's just outside the penalty area. A yellow card's coming. It's Gonzalez who goes into the book. And correctly given outside the penalty area. Right into the wall, Russell. On by Talavera. And Daniel Shallowy set to come on. Jerso on his way out. He helped create the first goal with his terrific movement. And the second, he scores and celebrates. Final sub for either side. All 6 changes have been made. Headed into space, Russell for Hurtado. It's full time. What a start for Kansas City in this 2019 Scotiabank CONCACAF Champions League. They dominate the ball for much of the night. Ilie's got the absolute showstopper of the match, but Namath and Jerso both score. And Kansas City will go away to the Inferno, leading 3-0 with a dominant performance on the night in Kansas City. Exactly what Sporting was hoping to do in their first competitive match of the year. Toluca now winless in their last 6. But in this tournament, after 10 unbeaten, a streak that had run through 2014, in their first appearance since that time, they fall by a drastic margin. It finishes tonight. Sporting Kansas City 3, Toluca 0.